99, a main battle tank. Hey, this new tank is here, this new tank is here. This tank is now being called the 4th generation tank. My military knowledge is quite average, so if I say something wrong, everyone, please bear with me. This tank has caught the attention of international media because it is indeed quite advanced. This tank only has 2 crew members, and it features an unmanned turret. The most important point about the autoloader is that now, whether it's the 99A or this new type of turret, they are all equipped with active phased array radar. This active phased array radar installed in the tank seems to be unique in the world, similar to the Aegis system on ships. This active phased array radar installed in the tank mainly changes the traditional protection concept of all previous tanks. The old concept was to make the armor thick so it couldn't be penetrated. Now, with this new type of tank, the concept has changed. It's about actively detecting incoming drones, as well as some missiles or armor-piercing rounds. Then, it actively launches those small missiles. Everyone can see there's a small missile on it, which are fired out to intercept incoming threats. So this kind of combat method is a bit like naval warships. Naval warships operate this way. Naval ships do this. When they detect incoming missiles, they intercept them. Now tanks are starting to do the same. So, this 4th generation tank has attracted significant attention in the international military community. It changes the combat concept that a tank does not need to be as heavy. So this latest tank seems to weigh only 40 tons, even lighter than the 99A. If this path can be successfully pioneered, then it should be considered quite advanced rocket artillery. In this area, the Chinese military is also world-leading. The longest range can now reach 500 kilometers, almost reaching Japan's Yonaguni Island from China's mainland coast, covering the entire Taiwan island. Now the air defense weapons formation, everyone. You can take a look at this missile. It has a tail fin in the middle. That means it has 2 launch stages. The first stage is the initial launch stage. This missile is very fast, and then it jettisons its first stage. After jettisoning, it reignites at the terminal phase. This is the most mature and advanced technology in almost all types of Chinese missiles now. Most missiles are launched once and rely on inertia at the terminal stage, but this one reignites, indicating a 2-stage ignition, including the recent period when India fought with Pakistan. China's J-10C. At that time in Pakistan, didn't they shoot down their Rafale jets when they were fighting India? The missiles they used actually all have 2-stage ignition, allowing them to reignite at the terminal stage. Look at the YJ-19, it has an air intake below, right? This is also quite formidable. During the YJ era, this was known as the Qian Xuesen trajectory. The terminal speed can reach 8 to 10 Mach. When it comes to the YJ-20 and these medium-range missiles, China is indeed globally very, very advanced and leading, not behind the US at all. That is the YJ-20, which is reportedly called the carrier killer. Its strike range is 1,500 kilometers. The warhead weight is 900 kilograms. If 2 missiles hit an aircraft carrier, it's probably done for, almost certainly destroyed. This time during their military parade. Features weapons from the PLA that are already combat ready. Those weapons shown not just in the lab, but already equipped and in use by the troops. 10 years ago, it was claimed that new equipment accounted for 84% of the parade. I don't know if they've done any statistics on it this time. Moreover, everything is domestically produced, with almost no imported weapons and equipment. The Hongqi series is equivalent to China's surface-to-air missile interception units. The anti-drone formation is here. Because in the Russia-Ukraine war, everyone can see that drones have changed the entire combat situation. If you can't adapt to the new battlefield factors brought by drones, traditional warfare is no longer feasible. So drones have already become a very important factor. A factor in the middle of the battlefield, no matter whether it's the attacking side or the defending side. As mentioned earlier, that tank has a laser radar. Laser radar is said to be specifically designed to counter drones. The drone squad is coming. The cyber warfare squad is also pulling drones. Ah, this is radar. I saw a Taiwanese news report a few days ago comparing China's tank. After that, he specifically compared the newly imported American tanks in Taiwan, and particularly pointed out that the CCP's tank cannot penetrate the tanks that Taiwan just imported from the US military. Because the CCP tank's cannon can only penetrate 800 millimeters of armor, while the American tank sold to Taiwan has armor of 1,000 millimeters at the front, so it can't be penetrated. Because in modern warfare, that is to say, the scenario of tank battles is almost unseen. During the Russia-Ukraine war, it was already no longer seen. Both sides will no longer have direct tank-on-tank confrontations. So this comparison itself is meaningless. If you think about it, if the mainland were to attack Taiwan, how could it possibly send a bunch of tanks to Taiwan to engage in cannon battles with Taiwan's tank troops, right? Surely the tanks on the battlefield would have been swept away before the mainland's tanks could go up. Among these equipment, the unmanned and information-based equipment is indeed much more than before, like robot dogs. What everyone saw coming over was the robot dog. The helicopters are responsible for battlefield awareness, and behind them are the robot dogs. That's the unmanned one. That one, this is the Naval Unmanned Combat Squad. During the parade rehearsal that day, the US military immediately paid attention to this equipment. This equipment is an underwater unmanned submarine. The length is about 18 meters. This wireless underwater unmanned submarine is still very terrifying. Its role is somewhat like the nuclear-powered underwater unmanned submarine that Russia used to have, which specifically patrolled the US coast for years. For example, if it's loaded with nuclear weapons, once there's a war, it could place one in the port. It would create a 100-meter high tsunami on the sea surface. If one is placed under your carrier fleet, your entire aircraft carrier fleet would be destroyed. Currently, it's unknown whether this underwater unmanned submarine is powered conventionally or by nuclear power. But its demonstrated combat power is indeed very terrifying. Because it is unmanned, it doesn't need to consider human space. So although it looks small, its actual destructive power is very large. Integrated reconnaissance and strike drone. This is the drone prepared to be installed on the 076. This drone even looks stealthy.
Formation of the logistics.
Strategic strike system. This is a nuclear weapon. Dongfeng is what China's little pinks love to call Dongfeng Express. Changjiang 1000. Long 10 years ago it was Changjiang 100. Now it has become the Changjiang 1000. Dongfeng 17 appeared during the parade 10 years ago. It is claimed that its terminal phase is all in the Bahamas. Does the Dongfeng 26 have this or not? Missile launch, nuclear weapons experts, please quickly explain this in our chat room. My level of knowledge is already beyond my scope. Dongfeng 61, Dongfeng 3. Dongfeng 31 is said to have a range of up to 15,000 kilometers, capable of hitting any location globally. The terminal guidance speed is reportedly 20 Mach. Dongfeng 5C is just Dongfeng 5. At the end, there will be 10 nuclear warheads, and the speed at the end is about. That's Mach 20. The Air Force is here. The Air Force is here. The KJ-500 and KJ-600 are carrier-based early warning aircraft. And the J-15T, they are all designed for the Fujian aircraft carrier. On this Fujian carrier, to form a massive combat force, you must be able to have early warning aircraft on the carrier. But what about the past Shandong and Liaoning carriers? It couldn't accommodate early warning aircraft. This time, China's KJ-600 has essentially solved the problem of operating from an aircraft carrier. Of course, the Fujian is indeed quite large, so the KJ-600 on the Fujian. I can't see clearly. The smog in Beijing is very serious. It's like all these planes are stealth. All the planes flying in the sky are stealth planes. Foreign planes flying to China will all get lost, right? As long as we turn the skies over China into smog, all the planes from other countries coming here will fall into the vast ocean of our smog. What kind of war can they fight, right? Then we can shoot them down one by one. This is actually the best way to defend the country. The most powerful weapon is smog. The Y-20. The Y-20 was originally designed based on Russia's Il-76 aircraft. The chief designer, whom I interviewed back then, completely dismantled the plane and drew it to a 1-to-1 scale with slight modifications. And the engine was also imported from Russia. Later, China's current engine indeed solved the problem through breakthroughs, now using the WS-15 engine on the Y-20. The entire Y-20 has been transformed. Its original payload was only over 50 tons, now it's over 60 tons, and the range seems to be around 6,000 kilometers. It suddenly became a very good transport aircraft. China's breakthroughs in engine technology in the Air Force over the past 2 years have played a significant role in enhancing the combat power of the Chinese Air Force. Not only the Y-20, but also the J-20. The J-20 aircraft has also been equipped with its own engine. After replacing it with its own engine, the combat power of the J-20 is said to have increased significantly, for example, in terms of range. Now, compared to the American F-22 and F-35, its range is longer. And it can be made into a two-seater version because its thrust-to-weight ratio is relatively large. And the improvement in engine level relies on China's material science. Because in this engine, the temperature in the combustion chamber operates right at the critical point where the material melts. But every time it increases by 10%, its thrust can increase a lot. The thrust can increase significantly. That is entirely about materials, not design. It's about material. Whether you can make those components that can work normally in high temperature environments like blades and such. In this regard, China has indeed made significant progress in material science in recent years. So the engine, which has always been a heart disease for the Chinese Air Force, is now basically solved. You see, all the planes in the sky are stealth planes. Can you see them? Can't see any of them clearly. Smog. A few days ago, the meteorological department said they wanted to make the sky over Beijing the clearest sky, the clearest to this extent, this. If I were Xi Jinping, I would remove the director of the Meteorological Bureau. You see, such a mighty and majestic Air Force can't be seen, right? The J-20. The J-20 squadron is here. The J-20 now has a J-20A and a J-20S. The J-20A, it said, first of all, the paint has changed. It's turned black. Wave absorbing. Radar wave absorbing devices. But many people online say it is more advanced than the F-35 and such, which is a bit of an exaggeration. I saw that military expert's analysis. it should be said that it's about the same level as the J-35.